We all love ChatGPT. It's probably the reason that most of us are here now. Probably the reason you're watching this video. I started ChatGPT a bit late. I think it was February 14th of last year, actually. And so you know how I spent my Valentine's Day, and hopefully this year is much, much better. And since then, it's been the Jarvis to my Iron Man. I've used it basically every single day. And my life has sort of completely changed. I've been able to be more productive and more creative. I've created custom diets and workout plans. I'm down 40 pounds. I feel great. I've used it to create automations and scripts to automate things so I have more time for family and hobbies. It's honestly been amazing. And this entire last year, I've been screaming ChatGPT at the top of my lungs to anyone that would listen. But I realized yesterday that ChatGPT is not necessarily my go to AI anymore. I've actually got a few tools that I use more than ChatGPT now, and in a lot of ways, they're better, honestly. So today we're going to look at the AI apps I use on a daily basis, how I use them to optimize my day, and hopefully that you guys will find something useful. So stay tuned. Over the last couple months, ChatGPT's rolled out the GPT store. It lets you create your own custom GPTs, and then you can access other people's GPTs that they share in the store for free. But that's only if you have a pro subscription. Now, what I like about this is I've built a handful of custom GPTs for a lot of different things that I do. So if I want to do this, I'll just do at morning routine coach. This is one I built. And so I'm just going to say, let's start my day. And it's basically going to give me a rundown of the things that I've got added to this chat GPT. It knows what I like to do in the mornings. It knows the things that I have to do and things that I'm not good at based on information I put in the past. A lot of times we'll forget to feed the fish. Find the kids' glasses, that's always ongoing. Grab your headset, wallet, and watch. I have left my headset and watch at home more times than I can count and had to turn around and go back and get it. So now I've got everything that I need here. And what's great about this is I can say, hey, I've already fed the fish, I made the coffee, I've already done my push ups. Update the list. It'll give me a new list, and then throughout the day, I can call on this list again as long as I'm in the same conversation. So that's how I like to use ChatGPT first thing in the morning. Now, I also use ChatGPT on the drive to work, but in a much different way. The ChatGPT mobile app lets you talk to it with voice and have full on voice conversations with AI. And you can do that while you're driving if you start the app before you pull out of your driveway or whatever. So for me, what that looks like is when I'm driving to work, I'll start up the conversation and then I will let it know right off the bat, hey, this is a voice conversation. I want you to give me more conversational answers rather than the long drawn out detailed answers that you normally get from a GPT. And then I'll say, hey, like I've got this app idea or this script idea. Let's brainstorm how we can make it work. And a lot of times before I even get to work or before I make it back home, if I'm doing this on the drive home, I'll have lines and lines of code already written for me before I ever get out of my car. And that's amazing. I'm able to fully sort of flesh out ideas and brainstorm in a way that I wasn't able to do before. And that's honestly been so helpful. And it's one of my favorite use cases for ChatGPT at this point. But when I get to work, this is where I've realized that ChatGPT is not necessarily my go to anymore. So here's some of the AI tools that I do use. And honestly, they've been game changers for me. And I've known about them for a while, I've had them bookmarked for a while. I just didn't really use them much. And then lately, and we'll get into this at the end of the video, but ChatGPT has been extremely slow lately, and it's one of the reasons that I don't like going to it for things that I would have in the past. Let's look at the AI tools that I do use that don't cause me the headaches. So this is Perplexity AI. Perplexity is a bit different than ChatGPT. It's different than Bard. It's different than Copilot. It's not a chatbot. What it is an AI search engine. So in a typical search engine, Bing, Google, whatever you use, when you search for something, it gives you pages and pages of results, and then you have to go to a website and hope you can find the answer. With Perplexity, it goes out, searches those web pages for you, and then uses AI to compile an answer. And then it gives you the citation so you can click on the links and reference anything it's referring to. Let's take a look at this. So we'll do this Mars mission in trouble. So we'll click that. It's showing the sources here that it's pulling from, and then it's giving me the answer rather than pages of search results. Now, one of the things I really love about Perplexity is that, let me start a new thread. Copilot, interested in learning stock market. Now, with Copilot turned on, it'll make sure that it understands the question and it'll ask follow up questions. What about the stock market am I interested in learning? I would like to learn technical analysis and basics. And then you can also add other things too. Go ahead and hit send, and then it's going to refine the answer and then give me sort of an answer based on what I'm looking for. And now I'm getting a fully fleshed out answer based on not only the prompt I gave it, but the follow up questions it asked me in the end, as well as some related questions I can ask and some links I can follow. What I also like about Perplexity is if you have the Pro subscription, you get to choose which AI model that it uses. You've got the default Perplexity one. I've actually got mine set to Gemini Pro, which is Google Bard that we're going to look at in just a minute because it's actually gotten really, really good. You can choose Anthropic's Claude, ChatGPT 4, and then I've not messed much with the experimental versions of Perplexity. Maybe someday, I just haven't needed to right now. I've been on Gemini Pro for a while and I've had no issues with it. Next up is Google Bard. You guys may be familiar with Google Bard. It's been out for a little while now. And for a long time, it was very, very mediocre and sort of generic in the way it answered you. Now, what I really, really like about Google Bard, especially this Gemini Pro model, is that it's significantly faster than it used to be. It's significantly smarter than it used to be. And honestly, I just have a lot less issues out of it. So when I'm looking for a quick PowerShell script, you can see I've got one here, PowerShell MKV to MP4 conversion script. It's giving me the script. It's giving me a little bit more information about the script. And then you can give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let's talk about ChatGPT for a minute. It almost hurts to talk about ChatGPT at this point because honestly, for me, and I don't know if this is the case for everyone, but at least for me, and at least for using GPT-4, I find that it is so slow. And a lot of times, if I'm asking for a longer response, it'll time out and say network error, and I'll have to regenerate and wait for it to slowly. It's so frustrating. And then on top of that, you start to run into the message caps. There's no world where I'm paying $20 a month that I should be capped out at 40 messages over 3 hours. It's absolutely ridiculous. And as soon as there's another AI that has the ability to do something like the custom GPTs, I am 1000% done with ChatGPT. Now, with that being said, I still use it. I use it for my morning routine. I use it for my drive to work. And a lot of times I'll use it if I'm generating images for thumbnail art or something like that. I do think ChatGPT is a great tool. Right now, it's just not in a good place. There's something about it right now just does not feel as good as the other AIs, and that's a big issue for me. But on the bright side, it's forced me to start trying other AI tools, and some I've found that I enjoy. Perplexity is amazing, and I'm so glad I started using that tool. I'm glad that Google Bard is in the place it is now because it's actually one that I really enjoy using. And I'm hoping that some of you guys will give it another shot. If you've not tried it in the past, it is fantastic. And there's also other tools like Anthropic's Claude is a big one that comes to mind. Another really great large language model. And as we continue to see more and more of these AI things pop up, I really, really hope that ChatGPT doesn't sort of get lost in the wind. ChatGPT's sort of been at the forefront with ChatGPT Vision, the custom GPTs, the GPT Store. All of those were so huge in the AI space. But if the service itself isn't stable and isn't quick and isn't smooth for the user, then people are going to fall off of it. And I'm just waiting for the next AI thing to come along to sort of pull my attention away. At this stage in the way ChatGPT is performing, it's hard for me to recommend it as the AI for someone to use. I think I ended up installing Perplexity on my wife's phone. I put shortcuts to Copilot and Bard on her computer so that she can use those instead because it's too frustrating at this point, honestly. But I would love to hear your thoughts. Are you guys still using ChatGPT daily? Are you using another AI tool? Have you stopped using AI? Are you not using AI at all yet and you're just looking for a reason? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts on this. And if you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up. It helps support the channel, helps grow. And until next time, you guys have a great week.